Hey, this is Dave Shepard. Welcome to CodeBeats. We're going to get started right at 2:20. Till then, enjoy some beats. All right. Hope y'all are doing great. This is Dave Shepard. Welcome to CodeBeats. We're going to get started in just a few minutes. Until then, I hope you enjoy the beats. All right. I hope y'all are doing great. This is Dave Shepard. We are going to get started in just a minute or two. Until then, enjoy some beats. Hey, this is Dave Shepard, and welcome to day one of CodeBeats. This is my heritage, all I'm inheriting, money and power, the maker emeritus. Tell me something. Hey, hope y'all are doing great. Welcome to day one of CodeBeats. I'm Dave Shepard. I'm going to be your host throughout all this. This semester, we're going to be learning all about making hip-hop beats. We're going to learn from great musicians. We're going to learn from people who have been professors of computer science for years. And by the end of this semester, y'all are going to be able to write code that writes your own hip-hop beats. I'm glad y'all joined us. It's going to be a ton of fun. Let's get it. Sex, money, murder, these are the breaks, these are the times. Level number 9, look up in the sky, tennis on the way, tennis on the way, tennis on the way. Motherfucker, I got winners on the way. You ain't without a buddy on your belt. You ain't without a ticket on your plate. You ain't sick enough to pull it on yourself. You ain't rich enough to hit the ladder skate. Tell me when destruction gonna be my fate. Gonna be a fate, gonna be a fate. Peace to the world, let it rotate. Sex, money, murder, all right, let's go ahead and get started. Hope y'all are doing great. Now, as we go ahead and start CodeBeats for today, I want to tell you just a little bit about how we're going to do it. There's a few technologies that you're going to need to know. It is not hard, though, I promise. Here's what we're doing. We are watching right here on YouTube Live. Now, I know today RPS has blocked YouTube Live, but don't worry, we'll be back on YouTube Live, in the coming weeks. We are going to be chatting, usually on YouTube Live, but I know y'all can't do that today. So what I mean by watching on YouTube Live, you are going to usually just go to YouTube. You're going to see me on the screen. And in normal times, when you're allowed to log in again, you will have that chat right there and encourage you to chat. However, we're not going to be doing that today. What we are going to be doing, though, is we're going to be doing this. We are going to be voting and commenting through Menti. All right, that is menti.com. This is an important part of your class, okay? Because this is how you tell me. You give me feedback. You tell me when I'm being whack, when you really like what I'm doing, when you like the beats, when the beats are too much for old people. Okay, y'all are going to keep me on track if you get logged into menti.com and put in the code 77053056. Menti.com. Get in there and put in that code and you'll be able to vote. You'll be able to make these things appear on the screen just like you're seeing some of your classmates do right now. And you'll be able to do things like vote, give me feedback, tell us your favorite songs, maybe get some of your songs played in later classes. And so that's important for y'all to get in there and do that. Now, how do you do that? Again, you go to menti.com, menti.com, and you put in that code 77053056. We put the links right there in the chat. And hopefully your teachers are copying that over to you guys so you can access those. Again, it is menti.com 77053056 right there at the top anytime. Now, one thing I want to mention is when you're doing Menti, here's a good way to do it. Number one recommended way to do it, be watching on your computer and then have your phone right there, log into Menti on your phone. If you can't do that, if you don't have a phone, if you don't have a tablet to right beside you to do that with, the other way to do it is just like I'm showing on the screen here. Have YouTube Live open in one tab and have Menti open in the other tab so you can switch right back and forth whenever you need to. Either way, you always want to have Menti up. All right, so that's Menti. Now, we're going to start off today, learn just a little bit about y'all, who your favorite rappers are, what's going down with y'all, what are your tastes, and I'm going to ask you, who do you think is the greatest rapper of all time? Now, I've listed a few out here. During normal times, you could put it in the chat, but let me know, who do you think is the greatest rapper of all time from this list right here? Greatest rapper of all time. We got some great selections. We got Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, Future, Travis Scott, Cardi B. Or, if you don't know any rappers, let me know. I don't know any rappers.
Who do y'all think is the best rapper of all time? Right now it's a tie. Let's see if somebody can break that tie for me. Uh-oh, Cardi B is taking the lead. The girls in the class are crushing it. They know how to log in to thatminty.com. I'm not sure the boys do, though. The girls in the class crushing it. Cardi B. We are crowning Cardi B the greatest rapper of all time right here. There you go. Now, I just asked you a little bit about your favorite rapper, but now I want to know a little bit more about your taste. Why do you like hip-hop? What makes hip-hop special to you? Is it lyrics? Is it the beat? Are there special songs that you like? Tell me anything that helps us know what are your favorite songs? What are your favorite parts of hip-hop? You like drums? You like bass lines? You like to get hype on it? You like the lyrics? You like the emotion? Let us know what makes hip-hop special to you. We want to know because that helps us choose songs in the future so we can get y'all hype every week so y'all make the best beats, and so, you know, by the end of this class, you're going to really know what's going down. All right, a lot of answers are great here. Beat, beat, beat. That, for me, that's a core of hip-hop. The beat is really the core. Some people like me like to dance to it. I try and dance to it. Some people know it's just a lot of fun. Some people like the lyrics. Some people like it because it's just gets hype. Some people use it to get my work done better. That's a great way to use it when you're feeling kind of sluggish and stuff. Put on your best tunes and get in there and listen to it, and it helps you get through the day, get your work done. These are great. So y'all really have some great opinions here. Great class. All right. Thanks for sharing. Now, what we want to do now is, we're not going to spend too much time on this, but I want to just mention, why should you pay attention to this class? Why should you even bother learning the code, okay? Why? I mean, there's lots of other stuff to learn. Why would you even care about this class? Well, first of all, it's going to be super fun. But besides that, why would you learn the code? Now, I'm not saying you should do everything because of money, because that's not how you're happy in life, but money can help you in some ways. You know, the basic amount of money can help you live a productive life. And that's one thing that coding can really help with, all right? Kendrick Lamar himself said, "Money trees is the perfect place for shade." I would argue that computer science is a perfect place to get money. Even if you're just kind of an adequate computer scientist in the end, a computer programmer, even if you're just kind of like okay, you can make a great living. I know people that barely passed college, they barely got through, and now they make a ton of money, okay? So computer science, the reason you should maybe pay attention to this class is because there's a lot of opportunities to do well in your career after you do computer science. Here's a song from some VCU students just to remind you of that point. Check it out. Here we go. A little lesson on why you should listen in coding class.
Kids need to know how to write this code. It's a life cheat code. It's CSGO. No. You type in different languages, ones and all the extra O's, diving knowledge, dipping toes. This is not the way it goes. Learning your factorials. Actually, it's radical. Big money factual. Learn code makes the roadblocks passable. Big bread, big check, checks more cashable. Hexadecimal, del infinitesimal. Hexadecimal, del infinitesimal. Get up out your circumstance. It's not as hard as second glance. Yeah. You need to take a coding class. Yeah. Python, Jake the Snake, deeper than a summer lake. Do it in the summer break. Learning is a give and take. A++, C++, no fuss, just trust us. Everything you've ever seen, see it through a new screen. Reality is not a dream. Make a script that shoots a beam. Mark Zucker, Bill Gates, these are the greats. Don't wait, there's a whole new world to create. And if CS is old, then it's time to update. It's not binary, it's a whole dang spectrum. Customizing your horizons, make electives your selection. Hexadecimal, del infinitesimal, hexadecimal, del infinitesimal, hexadecimal, del infinitesimal, del infinitesimal. Get up out your circumstance, not as hard as second glance, not as hard as second glance. You need to take a coding class. You need to take a coding class. Yeah, you need to take a coding class.
All right, so hopefully y'all get the idea. Coding's a great thing to do for a living because it pays. All right, today we're going to be talking a little bit about music, a little bit about coding. Now, I'm not going to just drop you in the deep end with music, though. We want to teach you a little bit about music, just enough to kind of get you through, help you make some really hot beats. Now, how do we learn about music? I'm a computer science prof. I'm not going to teach you about music. Luckily, we have Taylor Barnett, who you're seeing right now. He is going to teach us today's music lesson. He is not only a professor of music here at VCU, but he is a professional trumpet player. He plays for the band No BS Brass Band. Check it out if you haven't checked it out. It is a really cool local band. They were played on Sunday Night Football one time, for instance. A pretty successful band. Anyway, he's going to drop some knowledge on you about just the basics of music that you're going to need to make some great beats later on. Take it away, Taylor.
Hey everybody, my name's Taylor Barnett. I'm a music professor at VCU and I'm here to explain a couple things about music to help you get started making your own. So first thing is notes. We name the notes, also known as pitches, using the letters A through G. So A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And as they go higher or lower than that, we just keep repeating that same order. So going lower than A, we would get G, then F, then E, and D, and so on. And higher than G, it would start over again at A, B, C, D. So A through G are the only letters we use, and we can alter those notes to get some notes that happen between the letters by using a sharp or a flat. So for instance, the note A can be raised to A sharp, which is the note between A and B. And we can also lower notes using a flat. So the note between A and G would be A flat. Now, you might be thinking, wait a minute, wouldn't raising a note be the same thing as lowering the note above it? And you'd be correct. Every note has more than one way to name it. So A sharp is the same sounding pitch and has the same key on the piano as B flat. Now, this can be a little confusing and frankly kind of annoying, but it is the system we have. So, a scale is a succession of notes that includes all 7 letters of the musical alphabet without skipping or repeating any. A scale can start on any note, doesn't have to start on A, and a scale can have any combination of sharps or flats as well to create different sounds. The song we're going to look at today is Cardi B's Be Careful, which uses a scale called F sharp minor. The notes included in this scale are F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D, E sharp, and F sharp. So all the notes that we hear in this song are included in that scale. It's basically the alphabet for the song. Now, not all of the notes are heard all the time. In fact, usually we only have 3 or 4 notes being used at a time. But the melodies and the chords that we hear are made up of subsets from this scale. Now, there are 3 chords repeated throughout the song, and each is made up of 3 notes, which are all taken from this F sharp minor scale. Likewise, the bass line that we hear makes a melody that's only 4 notes long, and which repeats over and over again. So when you put those 2 parts together, the chords and the bass line, you get the familiar beat. So if I wanted to add something more to this song, like if I wanted to get my trumpet out and play a horn line or a solo, I'd also use notes from the F sharp minor scale, and then what I play would sound like it fits because I'm using the same musical alphabet. So anyway, those are just some of the basics of notes or pitches, chords, and scales. And hopefully y'all have some fun coding with these musical elements.
All right, so hopefully y'all picked up a little bit of the basics. Remember, now with the music part, we're teaching you the basics of music. We don't expect you to know any more than the basics, but Taylor gives you a little bonus material sometimes for y'all that already know a lot about music. But don't get stressed out about the music part. We're going to hold your hands on that. Now, we are going to be using a piece of software called TunePad. I've just put the link into the chat. Teachers, if you can go ahead and take that link and send it to your students through your chat, tunepad.live. That is the software we're going to be using to write our beats. Now, I'm opening it on the screen. Here's what you'll see when you go to tunepad.live. What I'm going to want you to do right now, open that link and go ahead and click sign in. That will prompt you to either create an account, which is what you guys will need to do, or I can just sign directly in because I already have an account. Now you guys can go ahead and create an account, and I would encourage you just to use your Google, your sign in, just like I use my VCU one. You can use your RPS one. I'm going ahead and signing in, and here I am in TunePad Live, and that's what I want y'all to do right now. So go ahead, create an account. I'll just give you a few seconds to go ahead and create an account. And then we're going to come back here. So just take about 30 seconds. Go ahead and click on create that account and make sure you are logged in. All right, and I'll give y'all just a few more seconds to create your account. Don't worry if you don't have time to totally finish it, because we're going to come back to this in just a second. All right, so teachers, make sure you get that tunepad.live is where they're going. And then they're going to just create an account. That's all we're doing right now, create an account, tunepad.live. And you can continue to do that if you want, but what I'm going to be talking about next is we are going to really get into the nitty-gritty of how to write code that makes a beat, okay? And to do that, we want to get some computer science expertise in here because after all, we are writing code. Luckily, right here doing a PhD at VCU is Doug. He has been a computer science professor in Brazil for the past 4 years. He's got a ton of experience in teaching computer science concepts, and he's going to be walking us through exactly what we need to do to write code that create beats. So this is important. Pay super close attention. If you get one thing out of this class, this is what I want you to get. Listen to Doug as he tells us exactly how to use TunePad to create beats. Check it out. This is a little segment that I like to call Coding with Doug.
Hello everybody, welcome to Coding with Doug at CodeBeats. My name is Douglas Krug. I'm a computer science professor from Brazil and PhD student at VCU. I'm here to teach you a little bit about computer programming. There are a lot of ways to learn computer programming, but here we are using music, specifically hip hop. And for that, we are using a tool called TunePad. TunePad is an online tool that you can access using your web browser. You can access TunePad using the address tunepad.live. Or at each class, we are going to provide you a link that you can access your activity. For example, here I'm using today's link. So let's open this link here, and the activity will load in your web browser. Before we go over by TunePad, I will show you a very important thing that we have to do before to start our activity. That is here, using this button here, remix in TunePad. When we use this button here, we are creating a copy of this song. Then we can use this song and create our version about the song. So let's do that. Click at Remix in TunePad. It will show a pop-up here and just click Leave. It's okay. And here we have an area that you can identify yourself. So if you don't have an account to TunePad, you can create an account and use your username or email and your password. Now I'm using a guest account, but I strongly recommend that you create your account and you use your account so you can keep track of your work. But I'm using a guest account today. And then you are going to have a copy of the original song. In this case, we are using a song called Be Careful from CodeBeats. And here, the first thing that we have at TunePad is a timeline. At this timeline here, we have multiple tracks. Each track has a different bunch of commands that create our song. Let's see how is this song here at TunePad. So you can check the song using the play button and the pause button, and you can go back to the beginning of the song. Here at TunePad, we are going to provide you a description of the activity, so you can read carefully here what we have to do at each activity. And then here we have the tracks. For example, here I have a track called chord lead. And if we check here at our timeline, we have this track chord lead here. And we can play this track, or better, each track individually using the play button for each track. So let's see how is this track here. But how we can create, or better, how can we code our track in this case? We can use programming here. So here at each track we have the instrument where you can check the notes, the musical notes. But you can use commands here to create your song. Next class, we are going to learn a little bit about the commands that we can use. But here you can see where you can do that. And we have more tracks. For example, we have hats. It's a different instrument here that is drums. And you can check individually too. It doesn't make much sense individually, but when we play the timeline, it's better. So here we have the code, and same here for the snare. So we have all tracks here individually that we can check each track individually, and here we have our timeline that are playing all tracks at the same time. In the future, you will be asked to share your activity, to share what you can do. And today I'm going to show you how to do that. So after you do all the changes that you have to do, you have to click here at the button Share Project and click at Share this project with other TunePad users, and it will generate a link. So you can copy this link using Ctrl C and then you can submit this project with for us using a form or a submission form. But today it's only to check how is TunePad. And I hope you like how TunePad work, and see you in the next time. Thank you.
All right, so Doug just told us a lot of stuff, but don't worry, we're going to go over it again because I know this is a tricky part. What I want to do, teachers, if you can go ahead and get that link, I've just put the link in the chat. Take that link and give it to students so they can also open this example. All right, so this is an example. You can see I'm logged in, and this is the example y'all will be working with. Now, what's the first thing that we do? Remember, so here's how I did it. I've just pasted that link right here, and I hit return, and here it is right here. Okay, this is the track. Remember, the first thing we do, we hit remix. Hit remix. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then you will see that I kind of have my own copy, and now I can make all kinds of changes to it, and you know that'll happen. So just to show you that again, here is where I hit remix, okay, and that's how you make your own copy. Now, I want to just show you the features of this one more time real quickly. Here's how you play the entire song. Press play right here. I just wanted to hear it again, but that's how you do it. You press play right here. You want to hear just one track, you press play on that single track. Now, if you are really wanting to explore things, you can actually start looking at the code. Remember, this code is what plays these notes up here. These notes are like piano roll, if you're familiar with it. It just shows you when certain notes get played. You can mess around here and play notes manually if you wanted to. And I want you to know there's that track, but there's also this track, which is the hi-hat. There's also this track, which is the snare. And you can, change the code on any of these tracks, but remember, we're not actually asking you to change code today. We just want you to figure out how to play all these tracks individually, how to play them all together, and how the interface works. All right, and that's what we're going to be doing right now, okay? That's what we're going to be doing right now. I want you to copy that link that hopefully your teacher has sent you by now. Hit remix in TunePad. Of course, make sure you're logged into your own account, and you're going to be playing around. Play the different tracks. Play all the tracks together. Change the volume of the different tracks if you want to. Just change it all around as much as you can. Figure out the interface. And we are going to give y'all just about 15 minutes to do that. Before I did that, because our chat's not working, I wanted to know if you have any questions, you can go ahead and put them into Menti right now. I'll leave that up for just a second. And then we are going to give y'all just about 8 minutes before we come back all together. So if you have any questions, you can put them in Menti right now. Otherwise, go ahead and start playing around in TunePad, and we'll be back in about 8 minutes. You can put your questions in Menti if you have any. Otherwise, get out there and mess around in TunePad. You have about 8 minutes to do so, and we're going to come back and take a kind of a Kahoot style quiz. All right, and so I'm not seeing any questions, so I'm going to go ahead and start this timer so you know how much time you have left. Got about 6.5 minutes left. Go ahead and play around with that. Actually, I meant to do 7 minutes. About 7 minutes left. Play around with that TunePad interface, and we will be back in 7 minutes with a little quiz about your experience. We can see who learned the most. So get out there, play around, and afterwards we're gonna see who learns the most. All right, if you have any questions, you can chat them to your teacher, and your teacher can put them in the chat. Otherwise, get out there and play around with TunePad. Right, and just so you know, where everybody's exploring that Cardi B song, let us know if you have any questions by chatting your teacher. Otherwise, be playing around in TunePad with the Cardi B Be Careful song. All right, we got just about 3.5 minutes left. Make sure you're exploring that interface. Make sure you have an account. Try changing the volume of different tracks. Try playing just one track at a time. All right, we got about 2 minutes left. Make sure you're very comfortable with TunePad and Cardi B's Be Careful before you come back. There's going to be a quiz on it afterwards. All right, and we got just about 1 minute left, so start wrapping up whatever you're doing. We're going to come back and have a quiz. All right, everybody, come back. We are now about to start the quiz. Come on back from CodeBeat, from TunePad to the presentation. All right, we are going to go ahead and start the quiz. I need y'all get logged into Minty. That's right, everybody, log back into Minty. Go to minty.com, and that is how we are going to do our quiz. Get logged back into Minty. Minty.com 77053056. Get yourselves back in there. We are about to have a competitive quiz. We're going to see who is the grand champion of today's quiz. I'll give y'all just another 30 seconds to get logged in. You can join at any time if you're running a little late. And it is gonna be fun. All right, here we go. Question 1 of 5. Answer quickly to get more points. The faster you answer, the more points you get. How can I participate during CodeBeats? What are the different ways that you can participate? Can you watch? Can you go to sleep? Can you chat in YouTube normally? Can you run? Or can you vote? What are some nice ways to participate during CodeBeats? Watch, go to sleep, chat in YouTube, run, vote on Minty. What do you think are some nice ways to participate during CodeBeats? And that's right, voting is the best way to participate, absolutely, but chatting is excellent, and of course watching. That would also be an excellent thing to do. Let's see. It looks like Imani is our early leader, but we got 5 questions today. So that is just our leader for question 1. Question 2 of 5. Let me turn down the music just a little bit so you can hear me talking more clearly. Here we go, question 2 of 5. Answer fast to get more points. How can I vote during CodeBeats? How do I actually vote? How are we doing that in CodeBeats? Are we using vote.com? Are we using codebeats.com to vote? Are we using minty.com? Or are you going to write your vote down on a piece of paper and mail it in? How are we going to vote during CodeBeats? Let me know how you think we're voting. Vote.com, codebeats.com, minty.com, or on a piece of paper. What do you think? Oh, this is a sharp class. Excellent work. It is minty.com. Y'all are on it today. Very nice. Let's see who typed it in fastest. And it is really tight at the top there, but Imani is still in the lead. Way to go. Question 3 of 5. The question is, which letters are valid names for musical notes? Now remember, we're just teaching you a little bit about music, but we do want you to know which letters are valid names for musical notes. Is it G? Is it M? Is it A? Is it R? Or is it F? There may be more than one correct answer, as you might have guessed. Which letters are valid names for musical notes? G, M, A, R, or F? That's right. G, A, and F are musical notes. M and R are not. And most of y'all knew that. Great work. Y'all have been paying attention today. And Imani is killing it today. Way to go. All right, a strong lead, but Ebony is right behind. Excellent. Question 4 or 5. The question is, what should I do before I start working in TunePad? There's something you should do before you start working on your beats in TunePad. Is it log into YouTube? Is it press the button Remix in TunePad? Is it chat Remix in TunePad? Or is it vote Remix in TunePad? What should you do before you start working in TunePad? And this makes a copy just for you of that beat so that you can do whatever you want to it. Log into YouTube, press button remix, chat remix, or vote remix. And most of you got this right. You need to press the button remix in TunePad. You need to remix it in TunePad so you can have your own copy of the beat. And that means whatever you do to that beat, it will be your own copy and your own unique beat that you coded up. All right, it is tight as we head into the final question. Who will be our champion? Question 5 of 5. When is the next CodeBeats class? This is a tricky one. You may not know this. Ask your teacher. Is it in 2 weeks at the same time? Is it tomorrow at 2:30 p.m.? Is it next week at the same time? Or is it in 2 weeks at noon? When do you think the next CodeBeats class is? In 2 weeks at the same time? Tomorrow? Next week? Or in 2 weeks at noon? This is tricky. Ask your teacher. And let's see. It is actually in 2 weeks at the same time. We have this every other week for the next semester, every other week. That was a tricky one, I know. That was kind of a dirty one. Sorry about that. And let's see. We got Mr. B is our winner for today, followed by Imani, Ebony, Damare, Jalea, Earthman, Corey, Joanna, Miracle, and Cameron. Excellent work. Great work, Imani. That last question was kind of ghetto. You did a great job today. And Mr. B, congratulations to our champion. Way to go, y'all. All right. That has been day 1 of CodeBeats. This is the end of day 1 of CodeBeats. I hope y'all have had a good time. We will see y'all in 2 weeks. Have a great week. See ya.
This is my heritage, all I'm inheriting. Money and power, the maker emeritus. Tell me something, you motherfuckers can't tell me nothing. I'd rather die than to listen to you. My DNA not for imitation, your DNA an abomination. This how it is when you in the matrix, dodging bullets, reaping what you're sowing, stacking up the footage, living on the go and sleeping in the villa, sipping from a Grammy, walking in the building, diamond in the ceiling, marble on the floors, beaches out the window, peeking out the window, baby in the pool, Godfather goes, only Lord knows. I've been going hammer, dodging paparazzi, freaking through the cameras, eating 4 daughters, Brock wearing sandals, yoga on a Monday, stretching till November, watching all the snakes. Curving all the fakes, phone never own. I don't conversate, I don't compromise. I just penetrate, sex, money, murder. These are the breaks, these are the times. Level number 9, look up in the sky. Tennis on the way, tennis on the way, tennis on the way. Motherfucker, I got winners on the way. You ain't without a buddy on your belt. You ain't without a ticket on your plate. You ain't sick enough to pull it on yourself. You ain't rich enough to hit the ladder skate. Tell me when destruction gonna be my fate. Gonna be your fate, gonna be our fate. Peace to the world, let it rotate. Sex, money, murder, DNA.
All right, that's it for this week of CodeBeats. It has been a pleasure. Great to see y'all, Tracy and Rodney, known to y'all as Mrs. Beckford and Mr. Barnes. Always a pleasure to see y'all. See you in 2 weeks. Have a good one.